champions, welcome back to Step Outside Your Comfort Zone, where we are focused on removing the obstacles that stand in your way. Tonight, we're talking about why do we struggle with change? Oh my God, man, change is a constant. You hear me? It's probably the only constant. Change will happen whether you want to engage in it or not. We're going to talk about why do we struggle with change when we know there are changes that we're going to have to make, and if we don't make those changes, change is going to happen. So first, I want to say thank you so much for watching live. Thank you to the champions that's inside of the chat room. I see the champion Demetria Coleman and Jason Hodge hanging out in the chat room already. If you're watching live, share with me your favorite candy bar. Type your favorite candy bar down in the comment section. And if you're watching replay, I want you to put hashtag replay. Put hashtag replay if you're catching the replay so that I can follow up with you when you watch it at your time, at your convenience. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you. I'm Chris Gloss, certified ChangeWorks master practitioner. And I got to talk to you tonight about why we struggle with change. Because if you think about during the times of this pandemic, you're going to find yourself having to do things that you don't even want to do. And you know, if you don't do those things, you're going to find yourself in not so much of a pleasant place. You see, change is going to happen regardless of how we feel about it, because if we don't deal with the internal changes that impact our external environment, then external environments will impact our internal environment. What do I mean by that? Just the mere stress of life can overtake you externally, damaging you on the inside, because we struggle with making those moves. We struggle with making those necessary moves. And if we don't make them, then the external forces are going to overwhelm all our protection systems that we have on the inside. All of our internal forces won't be able to withstand the pressure because they'll be overwhelmed from external things. So the opportunity that we have in front of us today is to deal with the internal forces that we have to make changes before we have to make them, or before we can be overwhelmed by external things. So making the decision internally will impact everything externally. Write that in your notes right now. Everything I do internally will impact my external environment. It sure will. It's about making those decisions of quality. It's about making deliberate and intentional decisions about where you want to be. One of the things we specialize here in this group is we focus on taking a person and removing the obstacles, removing the challenges from where you are to where you want to be. And in order to do that, it's going to take some internal change. It's going to take some decisions that no one else can make for you. No one else is going to be able to make the decision to make the change that you need to get the results you want. And at the end of the day, that's what it's really about, the desires you have. Have you ever wondered why you struggle with change so much? It's that internal battle in your mind that wears you out. You hear me? Struggling with the changes. Write this down in your notes. I heard someone great say this, that a tough decision is not really a tough decision, but a tough decision is only a tough decision because you lack the courage to make it. Yeah, a tough decision is only a tough decision because we lack the courage to make that tough decision to change, to pivot, to do something different so that we can get a different result. Why do we struggle with change? There are three things I want to share with you about why we struggle with change. And then at the end of the presentation, I have a special invitation for you that you don't want to miss out on. It's a great bonus for you that you're not even going to have to go into your pocket for your wallet to get. How exciting is that? If you're excited about that, go ahead and type "I'm ready" inside of the chat. Type "I'm ready" inside of the chat. Number one, why do we struggle with change? Because it's risky. And change is risky. Change is going to require you to step outside of your comfort zone. Change is going to require you to become uncomfortable. And you know, we don't want to be uncomfortable. We want to ride this train and we don't want to have any problems or any challenges. Check this out. Put this in your notes as well. No one is exempt from life's trials and challenges in life. No one's exempt from them. You are not exempt from the hard times. You are not exempt from the valleys. At the same time, you're not exempt from the mountaintops. I mean, it's the good and the bad. It's the ebb and the flow. It's the yin. It's the yang, right? It's life. But no one's exempt from the challenges and hard times, the tests and the trials. You got to get over that. Yeah, it's risky, but it may be more risky to stay where you are. Have you ever thought about that? That it might be more risky to stay in the relationship that you're in right now? That it might be more risky to have the clients that you have right now? It might be more risky for you not to make a decision than it is to make the decision and face the risk head on. I think it was Garner who said, if you're not willing to risk, you cannot grow. And if you cannot grow, you cannot become your best. And if you cannot become your best, what else is there? Think about that for a minute. If you can't live your life at your best, what else is there? Is there really anything else? Is it worth to take the calculated risk to step outside your comfort zone today? Is it worth it to take the calculated risk to start a business today? Is it worth it to take the risk and write that book, sing that song, bake that cake, create your own business, establishing some additional streams of income to protect you during this pandemic because we don't know which way it's going to go? Yes, uncomfortable. Yes, risky. Yes, I'm scared. Yes, being scared, being afraid is a part of it. Here's what I want you to do. Feel the fear and do it anyway. I know it's hard. I know what I'm asking of you is extremely challenging and you feel extremely uncomfortable right now. I get it. But you're going to have to feel the fear and do it anyway. You're going to have to make a move. Make the move before you're ready if you must. Don't wait till all the lights are green before you decide to leave your home and drive to the store. No, you just go. You're going to have to go. You're going to have to make your move before you're ready. And it's going to be very uncomfortable. It's not going to be easy. You're going to cry. You're going to feel alone sometimes. People are going to leave you. People are going to abandon you. That's a part of the process. But on the other side of the comfort zone, when you step out, there are uncommon resources available for you. Everything you need is on the other side. Make that step outside of your comfort zone. It's risky, yes, but you can do it. You can do it. You have more going for you than you know. Trust me on that. Make that step. Decide to make that step. Why do we struggle with change? Because it's risky. Number two, why do we struggle with change? Let's talk about it. Because we lack purpose. You see, purpose is very interesting. We struggle with changes when we lack purpose, when we lack vision, when we lack focus, when we know what this change is going to bring upon and why. See, when you know that that you have to make a change and you're struggling with it, but when you know your purpose, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. See, courage is the capacity to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Let me say that again. Matter of fact, hold on a second. Let me rewind that. Courage is the capacity to go from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So it's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's all that inspirational, motivational stuff that we hear when you understand your purpose. When you understand your purpose, you don't care what the pain you're going to have to feel. You don't care that some people are going to walk away. You don't care you're not always going to have enough. You don't care that you're going to have to stay on your knees and pray your way through. You don't care that you're just going to have to eat ramen noodles. You don't care some days you're going to have to go without eating, that you're going to have to fast, that it's going to be painful, you're going to feel alone. You don't care. Because you got purpose. You understand the reason why behind this decision. And if you understand the reason why behind this decision, that it's bigger than you, that you know that your creator placed that thing on the inside of you before you were even born, you were purposed to do what you're doing. Man, like I see Jason Hodge inside of the chat room. I know Jason's purpose, man. This guy is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal father. He's a phenomenal business partner. He's a phenomenal media expert. He's a phenomenal man in everything he puts his hands to, but because he knows his purpose. He's been through the fire. He's been through the storm. He's been tested. But he understands his purpose. You struggle with change when you lack purpose. When you lack purpose, you're going to struggle with the decision. It's going to be a tough decision. It's going to be a hard decision, but you're not going to lack the courage. You're going to just keep going and keep moving forward because of that courage that you have. Yeah. Why do we struggle with change? Number one, we struggle with change because it's risky. Why do we struggle with change? Number two, because we I don't know what happened there. But why do we struggle with change? It's because the changes are unrealistic. We struggle with change when the changes are unrealistic. Here's the deal with this. When we're lying to ourselves, when you know that that change is out of your reach. For example, you say, well, I want to make a change and I want to make $1 million a week starting next week. And you don't have the tools to know how to make $500 next week. You don't know how to make an extra $100 next week. And you tell yourself, I want to start making $1 million a week next week, and you don't have a strategy, you have no wherewithal, you don't know anybody else making $1 million a week. And so you struggle with that change to step out and do anything different because it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. You struggle with change when things are unrealistic. Like you have a goal. Say, hey, I weigh 300 pounds right now and I want to weigh 125 pounds in 30 days. You're going to struggle with making changes of eating better, exercising. Why? Because you know on the inside, hey, this is not going to happen. There's no way in the world I'm going to lose that much weight in that amount of time. And it just can't happen. But you're going to struggle with making any health goal change when it's an unrealistic goal for you to try to meet. It just doesn't make sense. And you're going to have that internal battle in your mind. And you probably need to make this change. You need to lose that weight because of hypertension and diabetes, heart disease, all these other things that are going on in your world, in your life because of this additional weight on you. And you know you got to make this change and you're struggling with it because you have an unrealistic goal that you got to make a decision and set more realistic goals. I think that's one of the principles of making SMART goals, right? That it has to be realistic because unrealistic goals are unattainable. You're not going to fight for it. You're not going to wake up and eat better. You're not going to exercise. You're not going to set those things in place to protect your decision. You're not going to do it. Those are just 3 of the many reasons why we struggle with change. If you could think of other reasons why we struggle with change, go ahead and put it in the comments so that you can help other people out. That's just 3. There are more reasons why we struggle with change. I want you to put it in the comments, whether you're watching live or replay, why people struggle with change. And because of the community we're in, we can help one another. So here it is. I have a special invitation for you, and I don't want you to miss out on it. You don't have to pay anything for it, but it's going to be one of the most valuable things that you can do in your life. I want to give you an opportunity to take a readiness assessment, a personal readiness assessment to determine your ability to thrive during challenging times, your ability to be able to make those decisions to pivot so that you don't have to struggle with change, that you can do some things intentionally and deliberately to take yourself closer to where you want to be instead of staying where you are. And all you have to do is in the description, there's a link for soczme.me/PRA. soczme.me/PRA. That's going to lead you to a personal readiness assessment to determine how ready are you to tackle thriving during challenging times. How to help you not struggle with the changes that you know you need to make in your life. This readiness assessment can help you, and I want you to go there now, take the assessment. We're about to close it out so that we can do a group session to help people with some strategies, some tips, tools, and techniques to take their life to the next level. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat room, the comments. Thank you so much for commenting. Greatly appreciated. It means a lot to me. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. God bless the day you were born, and we'll talk to you over in the next video.